if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started off, laying all the way comfortably back. As we're getting started, feel your breath expanding the lungs. We don't always concentrate on the breath until we come to yoga. And then it's that little reminder, oh yeah, why am I not with my breath all the time? It's our beautiful friend that we have that carries us through our life. So taking a moment to connect with that. And tomorrow is our autumn equinox. It's one of the 2 times of the year when sunlight is equal to darkness. And so as we're working toward this transition period this week, we're also transitioning internally, where our body is starting to feel that we're not quite in summer yet. If you really deeply pay attention to your body, you feel slightly different through the different seasons. In the Chinese 5-element theory, the fall time is the element of fire. It's the driest time of the year. The leaves are drying out, the plants are drying out. So far as our organs in the body, the driest organ is the lungs, because that has the direct contact with oxygen. And so in that same Chinese medicine, the same theory, the focus meridians for this time of year are the lung meridians and the large intestine meridians. These meridians travel up and down the arms and the shoulders, crossing around at the heart and the lungs. Including the heart meridian, these meridians focus on the circulation of our entire body. So as we get to this season, it becomes increasingly important to focus on the lungs and to open up arms and shoulders so that our body is free of congestion, free of sickness as the days get colder. And so today is just a nice transitionatory practice, helping to open up those areas of our body. So with that focus set in our minds to help us transition onward, let's begin our practice here with knees coming into the chest. And just take a couple of nice little hip circles, left and right, checking in with the back, checking in with the spine. And then from here, as you release the hands, plant the feet back down onto the ground. Allow the arms to take a cactus shape to each side. So there's a nice 90-degree angle formation. And from this formation, the palms facing upward, we're going to let ourselves slide the hands up to a long reach above the head. And then slide the elbows all the way into the waist if the shoulders can reach that deeply. And so just slide the hands up and down. Just finding the range of motion in the shoulders here. I like to include the breath. When I'm moving the hands upward, there's a nice inhale. Sliding down is a good exhale. So take a few more of those. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands to hold onto each elbow. As the elbows rise up above head, we feel a slightly different stretch in the shoulders, the arms falling gently backwards. So now, keeping this clasp of the elbows, we're going to start some nice circles. Keeping the clasp, the elbows start to circle over to the right side. Notice how the left shoulder gets pulled into a long stretch. Continue to circle all the way down. Over to the other direction. And eventually up. Right away, reverse the circle. Now it's the right shoulder getting pulled first as the arms go to the left. Go down to the other side and up. And we're gonna take 2 more of those circles to each direction. You don't have to feel like you have to speed your way through this. Really feel the shoulder joints opening up nicely. And a nice reverse. It's a nice way to ease into the shoulders without too much effort. Once more to each direction, finishing the last round. And some of us will finish sooner, some of us later. Whenever you finish, let the arms open up to the left and right. And then we'll take both knees into the chest to fall into a nice twist. Knees to the left. Pay attention to the shoulders in this twist. Sometimes this is about the low back. Sometimes this is about the hips. For today, let the shoulders open. Imagining that those meridian lines tracing up and down the arms are getting a chance to have activation. I like to send a little bit of energy out the fingertips. And then focus on the lungs, breathing in and out. Another beautiful inhale. Exhale, knees up. Take the twist over to the second side. Notice how you feel the shoulders, the very most at the first part of the stretch, as the rest of the spine is trying to pull away from the shoulder. So just let that spot expand, let it open. Beautiful inhale and exhale, hips go down. Let's plant the feet. Allow the arms to take eagle's position arms. So right elbow is under left. If you can just get backs of the hands to touch, that's okay. Palm wrap is the full pose. And then take a moment to play with the shoulders to find the stretch. Maybe shoulders drop down away from ears. Maybe that's all you need to do. Maybe the elbows continue to lift up slightly. Just play around for a moment. And taking a huge inhale, circle the arms through the bottom up to the top above the head. And then as I circle back down, now the left elbow is under the right. Again, play with it. This shoulder might feel different than the first side. Play with it. Maybe shoulders drop down away from ears. Maybe the elbows continue to float up. Huge inhale to release. Release down, circle up. Good. And then as the arms start to circle back down, slide the left leg long. The right leg, we slide our hand up to reach the outside edge of the foot for half happy baby. Starting to get into the hips and the legs just a bit more. This can be with stillness if this feels good, or you can add motion, maybe extending the leg up to the sky and then bending it back down. Whatever feels kind to help this part of the body continue to open. Good. If you haven't extended the leg upward, start to extend it up and feel how it's natural for the shoulder to get pulled forward. So let yourself extend the leg until the shoulder's in that good stretch. looking out to the side. The left hand grabs the foot, the right hand grabs the knee, or you can circle it in just a little bit deeper with the hug. Whatever's possible to maintain the head resting on the ground. Again, this can be with stillness, just giving this hip a nice chance to start opening, or you can be with motion, rocking this hip left and right. The breath is still flowing through the body. And as we rest this right foot back down to the ground, slide it long. Left hand goes to the outside edge of left foot, half happy baby. Whatever you chose before, feel free to take on this side, whether that be stillness, just pulling down, or motion, straightening and bending the leg. Haven't straightened the leg at all, let it extend upward, pulling this left shoulder forward out of its socket. This helps to stretch just a little bit through the shoulder muscle that connects at the back side of the shoulder. Just feel it extending. And this knee swivels out to the side. We take the cradling position. Right hand at the foot, left hand at the knee, or maybe sliding it just a little bit deeper. Once again, motion or stillness, your preference. Beautiful. As we start to release this leg, let's extend this leg long. With an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. With the exhale, the hands lift up over our torso, and then we continue to peel our spine up one vertebrae at a time. See if you can rise all the way up to sit. And then keep the arms almost like this zombie shape, just floating right in front of you. From here, to help warm up our shoulders a little bit, we'll take an inhale right at the center. Exhale. Roll partway down just as much as you still have control. Inhale back up through the center. Exhale, the arms lift up. Inhale every time brings us back to the center. Exhale takes us to one of those two spots. Rolling back. And then arms lifting up. Just use the speed of your breath, however fast or slow that is today. It doesn't have to be the same as anybody else. Three more. Two. And one. Inhale, stay up tall. Exhale, release into a nice forward fold. Whatever you end up doing with the rest of your body in this forward fold, try to extend the arms long forward. Bring them into that nice, same thing that we did on the ground, trying to pull the arms forward to stretch the back side of the shoulders. Rising up, the feet go into a cobbler's pose-like shape, one that doesn't require our hands. And then we allow ourselves to cross the right arm over the body, left arm moves around to pull it in. open back up. Exhale, left arm to the stretch. Back open. Exhale, relax a hand on each knee and start to fall forward into a nice cobbler's pose. If you'd like to even tuck your arms behind you, this can give a restful rotation forward of the shoulders. Rolling back up, take your right hand over to the left shin or the left knee. The left hand is just on the floor. And then this right hand, rather than pulling or pushing, it's kind of just like right in between. It's enough to allow the shoulder to drop down and pull out into kind of like a long pull forward. So get it into that long shape that way, and then begin to push the palm into the shin. Feel yourself get into that spot at the base of the scapula, the shoulder blade. One more breath of activation. And then release the right hand in front of the shin and just continue to slide it to that angle. As we start to peel the right shoulder back, we end up in a long stretch to the side. Even ease with the shoulder, pulling the thumb slightly behind you, and then hands slightly rolling forward. If stillness is better, that's okay. If you like this motion, easing into the shoulder, that's beautiful. And rising up to sit. Right hand just gets to rest. Left hand comes to the knee or to the shin. The first things first, allow the shoulder to be pulled forward, so to the space by your feet. So long, away from the rest of our body. And then push the palm, the base of the palm, into that knee. Finding that gentle activation. 2 more breaths there. And then from here, the hand finds the ground. Continue to slide it long forward. As we start to slide in here, let's come onto our knees. We'll take about 5 rounds of normal cat-cow. Just follow your breath, gradually letting the spine itself continue to open up. And feel the shoulders, how they're connected to the rest of the spine. Notice the way that the inner elbows point. Try to keep them pointing to one another. And one more cycle up and down. Spine back to neutral. Keep the rib cage and the vertebrae, especially the low back, in stillness. And try to do that similar cat-cow motion just with the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades round away from one another as the upper back rounds up, and then the shoulder blades collapse into one another, squeezing together. So take a couple of rounds, finding that strength through that area. Two more. to be stuck in the spot where the shoulder blades are going away from one another. So just a slight rounding, deep spreading of the shoulder blades. From that place, walk the hands forward so we're in kneeling plank, or maybe lift up the knees to full plank. Shoulder blades are still spreading away from one another. Let's try a slow motion chaturanga from here. Try to pay attention to the shoulder blades. They're staying spread like that. So rock forward on the toes, squeeze the elbows in, and we're down. Beautiful. Just take a nice baby cobra, or maybe a full cobra if the spine's ready for it. Another one, inhale. And exhale, send us back into child's pose. Drag the hands into a long stretch forward. Sliding the hands in, we rise up to a high kneeling place, tucking the toes behind us. The arms come back out in front of us like zombie arms. And from here, the right arm circles back like a backstroke as we lean forward our legs, and then circle back up, everything returns back to start. Left arm does that circle as we lean back, and rise up. Exhale, and up. Three, 2, 1, and 1. Beautiful. Drop the elbows down onto the ground in front of you. Have your hands circle around to measure that they're shoulder distance around. So you should be able to wrap around the outside with the arms. From there, one hand makes a fist, the other hand makes the fist around it, circles around. And then we take dolphin pose. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Maybe walk the toes in. This helps to warm up the shoulders. So feel the shoulders instead of coming to the ears. Try to feel them relax away from the ears. Head does not set down though. We'll stay here about 3 more breaths. If you need to drop to child pose before that, that's okay. After the 3rd breath, you'll take a moment with child pose, letting the arms stretch long in front of you. Whenever your body feels okay to head into downward facing dog, feel free to rise up into that shape. In downward facing dog, I keep the inner elbows pointing to one another and the shoulder blades spreading away from one another. So it's more like the shoulders are tucked at the sides rather than squeezing together. Stay here, maybe 3 or 4 more breaths. When you reach the point where you'd like to come up to the top of the mat in a forward fold, whether that's before others or after, that's okay. Leaving the left hand wherever it is that it can touch. The right hand circles up to the sky. Continue to pull the shoulder back, trying to open up that space. And then this hand down, second side up. When this hand comes down, we take another full breath cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale to rise, circle the arms to the sides, stretch up, arch back, and hands at the heart. Beautiful. We'll take some arm circles. As our hands go forward, the backs of the hands touch. We try to keep them touching as long as possible. When they have to separate, rotate the thumbs to be behind you and continue going as wide as you possibly can reach behind. Good, reverse that around. So thumbs point back until the backs of the hands can come together, and then circle forward. So use this with your breath. The inhale is anytime the arms start to work their way up. Exhale is when they start to come back down. Three more breath cycles like that. Two. Notice that the rib cage tends to jut forward. See if on this last set you can keep the core engaged so the ribs stay strong and steady. Beautiful. As you finish that last set, let's bring our right hand to the right thigh. Left hand circles up to the sky and over. Be with the shoulder joint, trying to pull the arm long, as straight as it can go. And raise back up. Switching sides. And back up. From here, take an inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky. Keep those rib cages in check. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift, hands slide up the shins. Exhale, when hands come back down, just to the right foot lunges back. Keep the hips in this long, low lunge as the arms sweep up to the sky. Move the arms right next to the ears. Shoulders are relaxed down rather than tighten up. Grabbing onto the left wrist. To pull the left arm up and lean directly over to the right side. Reaching back up. Grab onto the right hand, pull up, lean to the left. Reaching back up to the sky. Clasp the hands behind your back. You can shorten the stance a little bit, back heel comes in. And then with the hands clasping, try to pull into a nice shoulder stretch behind you. Front knee is still bent at this moment. Building that gentle, steady strength just by staying in the position. You drop the hands down, they come to the inside of the front foot, and they continue to walk past that right top corner of the mat. Feel the shoulder blades getting pulled long. Good. From here, turn the front toes to this long edge of the mat, or with both straight legs, reach the hands under and through and just walk your spine into a good forward fold. Bringing the hands to the space in front of us. Let's bend the right knee. If you can go all the way to the low squat, that's okay. If that's a little bit too much for the knee, you'll just be a bit higher. Maybe drop down a little bit closer to elbows if you're there. Feel the shoulders stretch. And coming up, switch sides. The other inner thigh is getting the long stretch. Whatever variation you did on the right side, do on this left. here, square your way back to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee down. Or if the left foot's not already there, scoot it to this left top edge of the mat for lizard. You can be up on hands. If one elbow wants to drop down, start with the right elbow. Maybe left elbow wants to join as well. Feel yourself in this position, rounding the upper back, dropping the head down. If you're already down on elbows, then when we swing this left leg back, you're already set up for dolphin pose. If you need to come up and then drop back down to elbows, that's okay. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, try to walk the toes in as much as you have the strength. Maybe try to lift the right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. Beautiful. As you lower the knees, you can go straight to child pose. You could go straight to down dog, or you could take a little flow. Lowering chaturanga, back bend, and eventually down dog. To walk our way up to the top of the mat. Move directly to the second side. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, flat spine. Exhale, hands slide down, left foot lunges all the way back. Try to keep the legs in this long, strong lunge. So start to sweep the arms up to the sky. Keep the breath flowing, something steady to look at. Grab the right wrist, pull it up to lean to the left. Both arms stack up evenly. Grab the left wrist, pull up to lean to the right. Good, back up. You can shorten the stance a little bit, slide the back heel in, clasp the hands behind your back, folding into the shoulder stretch as you bow forward. Let's drop down to the inside of the front foot. Continue to walk them to that long angle at the top left edge of the mat. Walk your body to this left long edge of the mat. Two straight legs. Find your favorite arm position. Perhaps you're walking forward this time. Perhaps you're walking under and through. Maybe you're grabbing ankles or taking the hand clasp behind your back. Lots of options to play with. As the hands drop down, take that squat over the left knee. Maybe this time we're coming up to play with our balance, or maybe we're dropping the elbows down again. And switching to the right knee. Hands drop down, pivot to the front of your mat. Right foot is going to that right corner. Left knee drops down. Maybe one or both elbows can rest on the ground. That rounding in your shoulder blades. Okay, same transition to dolphin. Either stay with elbows on the ground, simply bringing the right foot back, or step up with your hands, then drop down. Lift up the hips, walk the toes in. This dolphin can be stillness the whole time, a few good steady breaths, or it could be constant motion, lifting the right leg up, and then lifting the left leg up. Keep your breath flowing no matter what you choose. Feel the shoulders strengthening, and yet they're comfortable. They're not hiking closer to the ears. You can drop down to child whenever you're ready. Maybe one more step up and down with each leg. Forward onto either a kneeling plank or a full plank. Keep the shoulder blades pushing up and away from one another. Rock forward on your toes to lower down. And then take your right arm into a 90-degree angle off to your right side. Right cheek is down. We press into the left hand to stretch out the right shoulder behind us. Sometimes the hips stack. Sometimes the top leg can get pulled backwards. If at all possible, try to keep the head resting. Feel the breath continuing to slow for us. And lower down onto the belly. Switch it out. Left arm is at 90-degree angle. Left cheek is down. Press into the right hand. Maybe hip stack, maybe top leg stretches back. Beautiful. Release out of this one and come up to downward facing dog. Maybe a few wiggles through the legs if there's some loosening that needs to go on there. Eventually walk forward into the standing forward fold. Next inhale to rise. Beautiful. 2 of the full arm circles, so backs of the hands touch. You circle up. Keep it touching for as long as possible. When you have to separate, rotate the thumbs behind to go down. Reverse that, thumbs are pointing back, and then backs of the hands touch to go forward. One more like that, go super slow, feeling your entire shoulder soften. Rib cage is in check. Beautiful. We take right elbow underneath left. Again, backs of the hands can touch, or maybe full wrap or eagle. Take a moment to play around with this. Sometimes I'll twist my shoulders to the left and then to the right. Sometimes I'll lift the elbows up and down. Just continue to allow the arms to open. Good. Now leaving the arms, we take a moment with the full eagle. Start to set the hips back. This could be where you stop. Sometimes the right thigh is able to cross over. If the right toes stay on the ground, that's the kickstand version. If you wrap the toes around the calf, that's full eagle. One more inhale. Exhale, try to kick this right leg in front of us. Swing it under for a moment with warrior 3. And then a gentle land into warrior 1. Elbows lift up to the sky. And then torso comes back up. Straighten the front leg. Keep the hips squared absolutely forward. And with the eagle's arms, let's take pyramid pose. So bowing forward over the front straight leg. Maybe the elbows touch and you can rest them on the knee or the shin. Releasing the clasp of the hands. Hand can be on the shin or on the floor. The front knee bends. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open into warrior 2. We've got our left arm to the top of the mat, right arm to the back of the mat. Front knee is bent. Now left hand comes up to the sky, and then left hand touches the base of the neck. Right hand grabs the elbow and pulls the elbow behind the head. If head got pushed forward, push the head back. If you'd like to continue to lean the rest of your torso toward the back of your mat, take that lateral lean. Good. With a great inhale to release the arms, sweep them open to warrior 2. And reverse the arms. Right hand reaches up to sky, and then to base of neck. Left hand grabs the elbow, pulls it to the back of the head, and pushes back. Maybe continue to pull until you're leaning up to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Open back up. Let's allow ourselves to cartwheel hands down up to the top edge of the mat. Hop up onto the back toes. The hands slide forward as we come into a moment with standing split. Right toes continue to lift up to the sky. We're standing on the left foot. And then simply drop that right foot down. Allow your arms to be in a good angle here. So maybe bring hands to elbow creases. Imagine the arms are weighted with lead. Releasing the arms, use the next inhale to rise. Hands to the heart. One more side with that, so this time left elbow under. Take a moment to play around. It's because you're twisting yourself left and right. Maybe up and down. When you're ready, start to set the hips back like an eagle. You can stay or left thigh starts to rock over. Maybe the toes rock, maybe not. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. Left leg starts to kick forward. Sweep it under and through like a warrior 3. And then gently land warrior 1. Elbows up to the sky. And then front leg straightens as we come up with the torso. Continue to keep the legs straight as you bow forward, pyramid. And releasing the arms. Take a few more breaths, dropping the hands down. Bending right knee, lift the arms up by the ears, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior 2. Sometimes I widen the stance to make sure knee doesn't ever go past toes. Right arm up to the sky and then touch the base of the neck. Left hand grabs the elbow. If the head hunches forward, push back. Maybe continue to lean toward the back of the mat. And inhale to open and circle the arms back to warrior two. Left arm up to the sky, to the base of the neck. Right hand grabs the elbow, pulls back. Maybe continue to lean laterally to the top of the mat. And huge inhale to open everything. Cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat. We pop up onto the back toes. From here, as we launch our way to balance on the right foot, the hands step a foot forward. Left leg continues to float. One more inhale. Exhale, both feet together. Again, be heavy with the spine, heavy with the arms. Perhaps bringing hands to elbow creases if that's a helpful analogy with the lead-weighted arms. Another inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down. Step back into a downward facing dog. Dropping down to knees. Rise up to a nice high kneeling position. Bring hands to the back side of the hips. Hips push forward. Start to lift the heart up. The goal here is to open shoulders, so keep the elbows squeezing together. If it's easy for you in camel pose to drop one hand to heel, that's okay to play with. Maybe both hands to heels. Otherwise, just keep the elbows squeezing together behind you. One more inhale. Exhale, hands back up to the hips. And take a child pose, extending the arms forward. Walk the hands off the left edge of the mat. Center. Off the right edge. And center. A few bonus breaths. Good. Start to rise up. Come to sit on your glutes, swinging the legs out in front. We've got three options with our legs. Cross leg with right in front is option one. Shin stack with right on top is option two. Or knee stack with right on top is option three. Whatever you're doing, both sitting bones are absolutely on the ground. So from whatever position you chose, we take the right arm up to the sky, touch it to the base of the neck. Have a moment with the left hand helping. Leave the right hand. Left hand tries to sweep under. Sometimes the hands can connect, make a lock. If not, just grab your shirt and continue to straighten up the posture. Continue to feel the right elbow coming behind the head to stretch the tricep. Continue to try to walk that left elbow down, pointing down to stretch the shoulder. Another inhale. Exhale, release. Hands find the ground. Simply walk the hands forward. Nice long pull forward to the shoulders. coming back up. We need to switch out the legs. So cross leg, shin stack, or knee stack, whatever is possible here. Then left arm goes up. Touch the base of the neck. Right hand helps. Right hand can come under. Maybe the connection is possible. If not, grab the shirt and just stack tall with your posture. One more inhale. Exhale, release, slide the hands forward. Another good inhale. And exhale, start to return. If there's any last stretches our shoulders or our back or our legs need before Shavasana, start to head into any of those last poses. They could be as kind as simply hugging your knees into the chest or anything else that just feels nice. Keep on going until your body is ready to simply release into Shavasana. Feeling how the activity today opened up the blood vessels, making it so our body more readily absorbs oxygen. Our circulation system is doing great. So as we're here in Shavasana, simply feel your lungs pumping for you. Beautiful inhales, long relaxed exhales. Feel how open the lungs are at this moment. Let the breath lead us into Shavasana, our integration time. deepen your inhales and your exhales. Introducing little movements back to the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Taking a fetal position when you're ready. A few more breaths to continue to become conscious in this present moment. Filling your lungs, filling your shoulders and your arms. When you're ready to rise up to a comfortable seated place, come up and we'll join our hands together in front of our heart. We've got a good habit started for today. Our lung flowing, our heart pumping. So as we use this transition period, we make this commitment. I will connect to these areas of my body during this time of the year when it's starting to get colder and plants are starting to dry out, to help me in this healthy transition, free of disease, full of health, as we head into the winter season. So with this idea to lead us onward, let's wrap up the time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.